Hey everyone, welcome back. Now, today's going to be a bit of a special video as got some stuff in and might as well do a mail call on it. Now, haven't done a mail call video in a long time actually, so figured do one now, and the stuff in here is actually a bit of a holy grail to myself, and I've got some other cool odds and ends in the bundle as well. So, starting off first with some more subtle stuff, got the Lotus STP Indy turbine car with the wheel horse tractor. Now, haven't actually seen this kit in person before, so the box size is quite small compared to what you're typically used to, but of course, from what I've seen, this is a fairly good looking model built up. It's fairly interesting how it got the tractor, which you don't really see that often, which actually makes for good dioramas and a display piece. Got a couple cool features on that, so that's cool to have. Now, another one here that I'm actually really stoked about was this Krakow Special March 88C. Now, this one here actually I got as because I'm doing still working on the Kodak trailer, and I found that I had the Bill Elliott Coors Thunderbird, so figured might as well complete the trio and get the Krakow Special, so that if or when I end up getting either of those trailer kits, I can have a full fleet of haulers and have the correct car to go with it. So this was really nice to find. And of course, this being the 90s AMT Ertl, you do have full specs of the car, which is really nice. Overall, really glad to have found this. Now I'll get these out of the way here, as I do have quite a large kit to show. Got the Actually, I'll have to move this as well. Put that to the side. Got this here actually, another 3-pack. This one of the Indy 500, featuring 3 Hall of Fame cars. Now it's a little bit difficult to get in full shot, but of course the kit's shown here. 1963 Watson Roadster, which I believe is would be this one here, and then got the 63 Lotus Ford, which of course this one here, which I believe is the one that also had a modern re-release. And then of course the 74 McLaren, which of course the yellow car. So of course a big 3-pack full of vehicles. And of course with these 3-packs you do get good value for what you get. So of course with something like this you get all 3 cars, and then everything you then of course you need the supplies needed to build it up, but otherwise it's really nice to have. Now I do have quite a bunch of other 3-packs, so having another 3-pack doesn't really hurt to have. So didn't exactly need it, but figured to get into the IndyCar stuff and vintage racing, figured that this would be a cool start to it'd be a cool kit to have. Plus, got stuff to keep me busy for a while. So got those out of the way. Now, actually, moving on here to what I consider the holy grail of stuff that I've been able to find. So, I'm quite a fanatic, as some may know, I'm quite the fanatic on monster trucks, actually. So, I was going through, and the guy that I bought the cars from found out he was selling some monster trucks. So, went through, saw what he had on the ads, and then picked up the batch. So, starting off first, probably one of my favorite more modern monster trucks, got the Gravedigger. Now this kit here, I believe is from what year? 1998. So this would actually be I believe, pre-Monster Jam era, which is really cool in itself, and don't really see many monster truck kits nowadays. But as well, yeah, well, round two came out with the USA One, Coca-Cola, Chevy, and the Hot Wheels Ford. Have the mainstream trucks, they don't really get that much attention anymore. So this was a really great kit to find. And speaking with the USA One trucks, got this version here, which I believe would be the first edition of the USA One using the '88 Chevy CK of the GMT 400 body. Now, of course, this one here is pretty much just a chassis swap version of the regular Chevy truck from this era. But overall, it's really cool to have, and figured, if you're gonna have some cool monster trucks, might as well start off with one of the famous ones, but not the most famous. So, this was, well, didn't exactly need it, but figured it was cool as still being factory sealed and all. Very cool to find. And then what I do find is more iconic is the Bigfoot 4x4x4. Now, this one being I'd like to say Bigfoot 6, I believe. Now, this one here, I found that this one here was actually a huge surprise to me, as when I ordered stuff, the picture showed was the '93 Arrow Nose Ford. So I was more expecting that, but to see that it was actually the more rare 1990 era truck, which this is really cool, as I wasn't actually thinking about finding this for a while, and plus being the brick nose era truck, you don't really find many kits nowadays with this body style, so that's really cool to have. And of course, I believe there was another version of this, which would have been the actual Bigfoot #4 truck, which was just blue with the Bigfoot lettering on it, but it was going over crushed cars facing towards the right instead of on the pile of cars facing the left. So that's really cool. And then, of course, on here too, it does have a original price tag from 1990 of $21.95, which is fairly cheap, but at the same time, I'd like to think that's about 45 about $45 or $50 in today's money. So, considering the cost of modern kits, that's not too bad. Though, admittedly, end up paying way more for the kit than probably what some would have preferred to pay, but it's really nice to have. And now, actually, the real one that slightly tops Bigfoot, but is also really really hard to come by, is actually the Colt Cobra's Snake Bite, which was really cool to get, as far as I'm aware, this was the only time this kit was ever released with the Snake Bite livery, or even this truck in general. Which, from what I remember, what the story goes, was that Bigfoot 4 was doing a flyby lap, and the driver lost control and pretty much destroyed the truck over the crash barriers. So then, with that, the truck ended up getting a complete rebody and rebuilt system, and took on the new identity of course, Snakebite, which also is the 1990 Ford F-250, but of course with the completely new front clip, which, from what I can recall, was actually the first 3D molded body for a monster truck. So Yeah, so when I saw this for sale, I was really interested in getting it. So really glad I did. And of course, it does show pictures of the truck in action, and then some close-ups, and then of course, then shocks, then the big engine. So that's really cool to find. So so yeah, that's pretty much all the stuff that I got recently. Bunch of cool odds and ends, and then of course some holy grails that, unless I can find, like, say, the original Bigfoot number 1, that will probably be what tops this. But for now, this is actually some stuff that I was really stoked about. So yeah, figured share this with everyone, and most likely, unless I can find multiples of some of these kits, it'll probably be a while until I actually get around to building these, as you just don't find these anymore. And when you do, they're crazy amount. They're People are asking crazy amount, and the problem is that you can, for what they are, it's really hard to build a full kit that's, like, say, so you find for $100, and especially one that you can't find much anymore. So yeah. So between the monster trucks and the Indy cars, I would say this is a really good kit haul, and a bit of fun experience showing some cool odds and ends, which probably there's probably some people out there who do have multiples of these, but of course don't want to sell them, which is totally understandable. So yeah, with that said, I believe that'll be it for this video, and see you next time.